Good morning, everyone. Today is June 10th. I'm Willie.
And I'm Brian.
And we are Shootin The Shift. Today we're going to start off with the fact that the GS300 is not a classic.
Wow.
We're not going to do that again.
It's like, was this week 2?
We're not doing
it? No?
We're not doing this?
No. No. Let's move on. We got so many things happening, so much news. I know it's like a thing you want to talk about continuously. But it's over.
I really want to continue
But it's
that
over,
conversation.
though. But it's over. We'll do like a couch session.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 for you guys.
We'll do a couch session.
Yes.
And we'll like discuss or like some scotch, we'll figure it out, right? All right.
Yes.
But not today.
Fine. If we must continue.
Yes. What do you got for us?
So, Carvana, I'm sure you guys have seen the commercials. They have a pretty aggressive marketing campaign on TV and the radio and on social media. They have, I don't know if you guys are aware, but they have these things called car vending machines, which are exactly what the name says.
It's what you're thinking.
Yes, except for, no, you're not going to have to put in 200,000 quarters to buy a car. So,
and you can't shake it and get another bag or another car out of it. So,
I mean, I don't think anybody's tried.
I'm just saying, just in case somebody pulls up with like a crane and tries to like rock the dwelling, that's not gonna happen.
They may not want to open one of these like in places where there's earthquakes, because that may happen.
Or Hialeah.
Yeah, there's other reasons as to why. We won't get into that. All right. So they've opened 2 more car vending machines. They're up to, I believe, 11 now.
Yeah.
In the United States.
Yeah.
And basically, they're saying that their cars are about $1,500 cheaper than a traditional car dealership. Supposedly, they've streamlined the entire experience to where a lot of what takes a long time in dealerships will not take a long time with them. Once you have, you visit the location, you fill out, somebody helps you out to fill out all the paperwork. And once you're done with all that, they give you this massive coin that's like the size of a, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they said it was like a fist. So
yeah.
Like more or less, yeah.
Kind of like a fist-sized
like
coin.
A small dish.
You put it into a some kind of slot or vending machine, smaller vending machine looking thing, and then eventually a car out of this massive tower that has about 60, I think they hold about 60 cars.
Something like that.
Something like
probably
that.
Less, but yeah.
This thing will go up and slide under your car, bring it down for you, and give it to you. So it's almost exactly like a vending machine, except it won't have those little the coils.
No, that'd be very reckless.
I mean, that would probably damage the car a little bit. But
so this is just obviously a little buyer's experience. They were already responsible for basically doing like the Postmates, but for cars. They obviously cut out the middleman and all like the sharking that you have to experience when you go to a dealership. You can literally be in your living room, customize your car, and it'll be delivered to you probably same day, if not next day. For most of the details, they offer a 100-day warranty on and a 1-week buyback just in case you're disgusted with the car for some reason. But yeah, I think we're seeing a little bit of a better experience when it comes to buying cars. And because I know we've all been through it, where as much as you don't want to spend 5 to 7 hours at a dealership, you have to.
Yeah, and just to clarify, Carvana only does used cars. So
correct.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how I don't know if you can only buy what they have, or if I don't know exactly how that works with Carvana. But it is a used car dealership. But they say because they've cut out all these salesmen and all these different people. They're due to that efficiency, they're able to offer that $1,500 cheaper than a traditional used car dealership, like if it was the same car in another dealership. So, I think it's a interesting idea. I don't know if I'm a big fan of like how do you see the car if it's like in the tower? Like,
well, I mean, the gimmick itself is good. I mean, it's not going to be. I'm sure they have some type of like regimen or whatnot. They have to go through a procedure or process that they have to go through in order to certify all these vehicles to be sold.
Yeah, but I like to see my car. Like, I like to see it. I like to drive it. I like to,
Well, hence the 100-day warranty and all that stuff. So
yeah,
if you
I
ever,
guess. I guess. I mean, yeah.
Most of the locations they have include San Antonio. It's kind of like a lot of Texas. They got Texas like locked down, so I'm pretty sure they're based out of there.
Maybe.
Jacksonville. I know there's one in Tampa because I've seen it, and I believe Orlando as well. In total, they got 11. If you ever wanted to experience it personally, or you can literally have coffee and order a car.
I mean, listen. I'm all for like new ideas. I think this is a way of doing it for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, anything that'll streamline that process to me is worth gold. The only thing is like, like I said, being able to feel the car, drive it, whatever. I mean,
I'm sure there's ways.
And they're used cars, so that, there are concerns when it comes to a used car. So.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so
Very interesting.
That basically, that wraps that up. We can move right into something that I'm pretty excited about. For a very long time, I thought that the BMW X5 was like, I don't even know why they made that SUV. I always thought it was ugly. I've never really liked any of the ones they've had in the past. But I think now they nailed it design wise. I think it's a super, super nice truck. It looks, at least the sport version looks very aggressive. The lines are really nice. The rear lights are actually some of the nicest BMW rear lights that I've ever seen. And yeah, I mean, I think they just, like I said, it has the split tailgate, which I like a lot, that the Range Rovers have as well. Which means you can basically, your tailgate, you can open the top portion and still leave, a quarter of it closed, like if you want to put shopping bags and stuff like that and not have to open the entire trunk. And then if you want to, if you're tailgating or whatever, you can open that bottom portion of the tailgate and you can use it as a little bench as well.
Do you think BMW finally got the hint?
I think they've been listening.
Yeah, that they need to kind of like, I'm not saying Mercedes is like better. It's just more aggressive.
No, honestly, I think the Mercedes trucks are horrendous except for the GLS and the GLE. I think the GLA and the what's the other one? The GLC. I think those are ugly. But yeah, I think when it comes to, I guess what would compete with the X5 on the Mercedes would be the GLE, which I think is super nice.
Yeah.
But this BMW is really, really cool. Another super cool feature, because you guys know I'm into tech. I don't know if it's the first, but it will be one of the first cars to be sporting laser headlights. So
that's probably one of the first ones. Yeah.
So they're gonna have 3 options for headlights on this car, which I think is absurd, but I guess, So you'll have your LED headlights. Then you'll have adaptive LED headlights, which are the ones that move when you turn left or right. They also see oncoming cars.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
Yeah. And then now these laser headlights, they didn't give a lot of details as to the advantages. I know that the laser lights are going to have a lot more... they're going to be able to shine light a lot further than the LED lights. They look cool though, because you'll be able to, the only way you can tell on a BMW that they're the laser lights, they have an actual blue,
it's like an accent.
They have a little blue thing right in the middle of the light that makes, that's how you'll know.
It's a blue accent. It's like a trim basically in the middle of the headlight. You can see there.
That's how you'll know it's
but I honestly think they're getting like, even if you look at that truck head on, it's got a more of an aggressive look.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It really does.
Even they stepped it up big time on the interior as well. The interior looks awesome.
Because we saw that with the 8 when it came out. They got the look on that as well, and they're finally catching on, because we saw a while back, years back actually, where Mercedes got that hint, and that's when people just started pushing for C classes and whatnot, because it looks amazing.
If the X7 looks anything like this truck, that's gonna be one of the nicest like SUVs out. So
you're gonna trade in your Cullinan?
I mean, I don't have one of those. I mean, I would love to have one of those, but I don't have one of those. But I mean, yeah, it might be a really good contender versus the GLS 63 if they do it like an X7M.
Finally,
so let's see. There is hope for BMW.
There's something going on over there. I'm not sure. You think they're listening?
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys listening?
I don't know.
Tell us. Comment below.
I don't know, man.
Subscribe. Do something.
So a couple specs real quick. 3-liter, they're going to have two engine options. The 3-liter turbocharged inline 6, 335 horsepower, 330 foot-pounds of torque. They're also going to have a V8 variant, which is a 4.4 liter turbocharged V8 with 456 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque. BMW uses their the turbocharger of choice is their twin scroll turbocharger. It's called the Twin Power turbocharger. It's basically it's supposed to act like two turbochargers in one. So I mean, hey, the M5 has very impressive figures thus far. A good friend of ours, Richard, just got one.
Good friend,
and he says it's pretty
good friend.
Debatable. He said it's pretty fast. We are yet to see it because I think he's still in his braking period. So, you know how that goes. You know what's interesting? I was like, like Porsches don't need braking periods.
No, I think there's a condition for talk like that. Was it wishful thinking?
I don't know.
I think so. Is that like a syndrome? Please let us know in the comments.
So other cars that this goes against: Q7, Lexus RX, Mercedes GLE, like I said, the XC90, Cadillac XT6, and the Lincoln Aviator.
Any top of the range mid SUV.
Yeah. Oh, and also this particular one, I think for the first time ever, this X5 is going to be offered with an off-road package. So you're going to be able to it's going to be a proper off-roader according to BMW. We shall see.
Correct.
And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the X5. Our next topic is something that's
very spicy.
And delicious.
All right. If you guys don't know, obviously there's supercars and there's hypercars, but there are a limited amount of cars that are literally just meant for the track. And when I say that, is not that you buy a car, spend, let's say, $500,000 or $1 million on a car, and you get to take it home and you go to the track whenever you want and you can go to Publix. No, these cars, for example, the car we're speaking of is the Ferrari FXXK Evo. When this car first came out, it was announced as a track car to the effect that you pay money and then you think, I'm going to take it home. No. So you have to go call Ferrari and let them know what track you're going to be at, like PBIR or Homestead for us.
Yes.
They deliver it.
Yes.
You drive it. And then you go to take it home? No. You got to give it back to them. And then you go home. You Uber, I guess.
Yeah, but who cares?
Like I care.
They're gonna store it for you. They're gonna when you go to the track, you're not gonna have to do anything. They have a full pit crew there for you. Like what more do you want? Plus, that's not a car. That's a car that's gonna sit in a garage anyways. Might as well sit in a Ferrari garage.
Right, but for example, this car when it came out was over $2 million. You're gonna pay that and not have something in your possession?
Let me tell you guys what you get for that $2 million.
Oh no, for sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the FXXK Evo, which is based off of the LaFerrari. Okay, so this is off of the LaFerrari platform. Obviously, this is the most extreme version of the LaFerrari. V12 hybrid powertrain with 1,035 horsepower on a car that weighs. Let me see.
As much as my loafers.
This car gives you 1,400 pounds of downforce at 124 miles an hour, 1,800 pounds of downforce at its top speed limit.
Okay.
Mind you, it's a V12 naturally aspirated with a Formula One KERS system, which basically is it's an energy recovery system, a kinetic energy recovery system, which basically, so the extra power is not so you can go around your city in electric mode.
Right.
It has no electric mode. It's augmenting the actual power unit. So it's just for more horsepower.
Okay.
This is one of, I mean, we haven't had a discussion about these cars, but the FXX, which was based off of the Enzo, and the FXXK are probably two of my favorite cars of all time because the sound that they make.
It's reminiscent.
It's one of the god car sounds.
Okay. Essentially, it's reminiscent to the V10, V12 days of Formula One. So that high pitch.
Yeah, it sounds like an
It's
F1.
coming off of a base road car. Yeah. My question is that you get all that stuff, whatever, and then when you go to the bar and you want to go show your friend what it is, all you have is a picture.
Or you can invite your friend to the track day.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, so
you can't really
listen.
It's a specific.
The people that have this car have a LaFerrari as well.
I'm
So
sure.
they're like, okay, let me show you my non-track version of the FXXK.
I'm sure.
So I mean, it's not like this is not a guy that's like worked his entire life and like got rid of all his cars and then bought just one FXXK Evo.
Listen,
like,
we're gonna get into this, but the actual article we're talking about that we were reading, essentially, someone has put this car up for sale and has stated that it is street legal.
Well, he's saying that he can
There's a conversion
convert
for
it to street legal,
So,
which I'm sure is possible because in a lot of places it doesn't take much to make a car street legal.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't know if it'll be street legal in the United States because we have some of the most stringent like safety laws anywhere in the world, but I'm sure in Europe it will not be a problem. And I'm sure in places like, I don't know, Iraq, Afghanistan, it probably won't be a problem either because they don't care. So yeah, I'm sure there's somewhere where they can make it street legal.
But yes, we'll put up an image so you guys can drool.
No,
because
I'm gonna put sounds.
This is that actually would be nice.
We'll
We'll put a link on the bottom and the description.
Absolutely,
so you get a
check out the YouTube. I'll definitely stick some
some clips.
I'll promise I won't stick a 20-minute video because I could of the delicious noise
of just a loop
yes,
on loop.
Yes. But yeah, we'll put in some nice sounds in there. And then moving on, obviously we've discussed Alfa a couple times on different episodes. The 4C is, to me, one of the nicest cars that they've ever made.
Very nice, yeah.
It sounds really good as well. It's like, to me, it's the best four-cylinder like from factory that you could get that sounds like epic.
So not the Acura Legend Coupe.
No.
I was just making sure.
No.
I was just making sure.
That's way too valuable to,
Okay.
there's no...
I just want to be clear.
If I had that car, I wouldn't take it on the street because I don't want anything to happen to it.
I wouldn't either.
Because I wouldn't
either.
I don't want to lose any value.
To be clear, Acura,
yeah.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. The 2 cereal boxes that I traded for it, like I don't want to lose value, go down to 1 cereal box.
What kind of cereal? What kind of cereal?
Kellogg's, just the regular, like not Frosted Flakes, just the regular ones. What are they like?
Two boxes of Cocoa Puffs. All right, or like
it's just cornflakes.
Pops.
That's it, and not even the Kellogg's cornflakes. Like the
bag,
the Costco version,
generic joint,
the Costco version. Yes.
Wow, bro. Anyway,
so a company,
Italian company
by the name of, I've never heard of this company before. By the way, bear with me.
They make pizzas and cars.
They're called Mole Construzione, and not Mexican mole. It has nothing to do with that.
They make guac and cars.
Yeah. So this car is called the Alfa-Romeo Mole Costruzione Artigianale 001.
By the way, if anybody's in charge of making the next meet in Miami, please let it be guac and cars.
Yeah.
Guac and cars,
Yeah.
please.
They should team up with like some Mexicans, maybe with like Salamandrian, and do
Tacos.
like the mole.
Oof.
That might
Like
be a good.
in the
that
same
might be,
green.
That might be a good pairing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ale.
All right,
Talk to these guys.
We gotta just stick to it.
So yeah, the car looks I mean, it already looks good from factory. These guys basically did their own kit, their own more aggressive look to the actual car, and it looks. I mean, that's one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen, to be honest.
It kind of gives me the same feeling like when you look at a giant wedge of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yes,
That's exactly the same.
or an
feeling.
Aperol Spritz.
Or an Aperol Spritz.
Yes, or both.
Or exactly. Yes.
Yeah, the looks, the front, the rear, the side, from diagonally. I mean, the car just looks epic. The interior is exquisite. Um, yeah, a lot of carbon on the inside.
Yeah, this car's already like balanced, and from like you said earlier, from factory, it's amazing. So, essentially, this is like one of the more, I guess, refined and not vulgar customizations of a car. Because
Yeah.
like you have companies like
Yeah.
Brabus and stuff that do their own customizations. This one actually looks amazing.
Yeah, it could
Like,
go
it's
horribly
just-
wrong when
it
it comes
really
to
can.
companies that take a car that's already, a critically acclaimed car, a very beautiful car from the factory, and try to make it better. It could go horribly wrong, and in this case, it actually went really, really well. And like I said, I mean, all we have so far are just images of the car. There's a teaser video out that we'll put up on the YouTube channel, and but no official specs. We don't know if they're actually. I would imagine they're going to do something to the engine, possibly do some other. The wheels have been changed. We could see that, but I don't know what else they've done in reference to power or drivetrain or anything like that.
Yeah, I was a little bit iffy earlier about the vented rear window, but that's also taking. It's really nice.
It's kind of like
it's a nice effect.
It's like a Lamborghini feel, like a
Aventador,
like a Countach Aventador. Like from that, it's taking a little bit of inspiration from that, I would say. And of course, they're Italian. So
would you agree with me in saying that the interior of the car is a little bit outdated?
I think it's just simple.
simple.
I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
looks
just simple. This is a simple car. Remember, this car is a lightweight car. This is the same car that doesn't have anywhere to put your stuff. Remember, the frunk is not really a frunk.
No,
This is a mid-engine car, by the way.
yes.
The 4C starts. It is a mid-engine car.
So
Typically, on a mid-engine car, you have a frunk where you put your stuff. Albeit, it's usually very small in these cars.
like
this
duffel bag small.
Yeah, in this particular car, they didn't think it would be necessary to have anything. So apparently, this is a car that you take to CVS or Walgreens to get aspirin, and then come back to your house because you can't get anything else. The frunk is actually sealed; you cannot even open it. So, good times.
I think honestly, definitely wider body than the stock one. That for sure, it looks wider, like very wide.
Yes.
So very amazing. We have to move on, unfortunately.
Yeah. Going on to our head-to-head segment. Today is an electrified head-to-head. We are discussing the Porsche Taycan.
Tuna can. The Porsche
Taycan.
tuna can.
Taycan.
Toucan.
Which stands for, it's an Asian word for wild, lively horse. And obviously, the Porsche crest has a horse in it. So that is the intention behind it. Obviously, it also sounds like Macan, Cayenne, and
I would have loved to be asleep at that meeting.
Cayman. Which just so you know, it was the Mission E. Now this is the official name, is the Taycan versus the Tesla P100D with Ludacris.
So essentially, Porsche has announced that they're going to have a competitor for Tesla's little rocket ship that is supposed to destroy all of anything electric and sports car related.
Well, this is to compete against the Model S,
Well,
which is
correct.
already out.
Which is exactly
not the
but still.
Roadster, which is a whole other thing.
Correct.
So,
Essentially, what they're saying is it's supposed to be. As far as like the superchargers and stuff like that, no matter how great the car is going to be, I think it's going to take some time. Kind of like how the beginning of Tesla was, as far as convenience and the charging and whatnot. So I'm sure they're going to have to broker a deal with Tesla at some point, but it's definitely more striking than the Teslas.
I mean, they're trying to, their main target is the Model S. That is what they're targeting with this car, which for a long time, everybody saw it as the Mission E. That's what it was advertised as for a long time. Now they've officially named it the Taycan, which, like I said before, stands for, what's an Asian term for a wild horse or something like that. So, Yeah, I mean, spec wise, I mean the car we've seen images of the concept car. We haven't seen any images of the actual car itself. Um, I hate the name. I gotta say, it stands for Lively Horse. Sorry, I hate the name, but whatever. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not gonna be about the name. It's gonna be about what the car can do. They are boasting a 670 horsepower car with nearly 300-mile range, which is about the same as the Tesla, except for the Tesla is sporting 778 horsepower, and they have a torque figure of close to 1,000. I don't know what the torque figure is going to be for the the Taycan, but
Either or.
yeah, it might. I mean, it's also going to depend on weight. If this car's lighter than the Model S, then the horsepower figures won't really matter too much. But my biggest concern with this car is going to be how fast they can roll out their charging network. They're saying that they're going to be able to charge their charging stations are going to be able to charge the car up to 80% in 20 minutes, which is about 25 minutes faster than the superchargers that Tesla has.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting because I had a Model X P90D with Ludacris, and my biggest problem with that particular car, which is the reason why I ended up getting rid of it, is I had a few moments of range anxiety where I was running out of range and I had to, and there wasn't enough supercharging stations where I lived. And yeah, it took about minimum 40 minutes to get me 80%? From 20, they advertised 30 minutes from 20% to 80%. But if you're on empty, it's going to take 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So that was my only issue with that. I mean, obviously with technology, eventually they're gonna figure it out, and you're gonna be able to charge a car completely in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, yeah. We're still seeing the beginning stages, and it's becoming now a thing that is definitely with us.
When they get to that point, people aren't gonna want to like have gas cars anymore because
I don't know about that.
Because dude, a 5-minute charge, like that's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's still gonna be people like dinosaurs like us that want the engine to make noise and the smell and clutch and brakes but the electric car is definitely with us, and now the lively electric cars are definitely with us as well. So before it was, no one's going to buy a Prius, especially if you're a car guy. Now there's options, and fast ones at that.
I got to be honest, though, for like road trips and like going to the store and like normal stuff, I really like the electric car. One, most places now have electric parking all the way at the front, like shopping centers, supermarkets. They have specific spots for electric cars, which obviously right now a lot of people don't have them, so it's very convenient.
So it's very good news. Instead of buying your fake handicap decal because you have no handicap to get to the front of the store, now you just get an electric car and you can park at the front anyway.
Well, and a lot of them have free charging as well. Granted, it's not a fast charger, but you can get like out of you go into Whole Foods and you're there for an hour or two, you can get like 20, 40 miles of range for free. Where else can you go in a gas car? Where can you go in a gas car where you get free gas? Nowhere.
Behind a tanker.
You can't. You can't go anywhere. So I mean, there are advantages to it, and it's only going to get better and better. I mean, this is the future. Obviously, I'm never not going to have a naturally aspirated beast in my house, but I think for daily, this is, I mean, it's amazing. It's quiet. It's peaceful. Like, there's less stuff that can break maintenance-wise on these cars. Like, you basically have...
Yeah, the maintenance is super low maintenance compared to...
crazy low maintenance.
What can go haywire in a car and all that stuff.
I mean, worst-case scenario, every 10 years, you got to swap out a battery or something. And I'm sure at some point, there'll be companies that'll refurbish these batteries. Like, you give them your old one, they'll give you a new one. You send your old one back, and you pay like a nominal fee for that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And then the Tesla. So just to get a comparison, Porsche wants to have about 500 charging stations. That's their goal, right?
Starting with that.
That's what they think is enough. Just to give you a quick overview, Tesla has 10,021 supercharging stations in the United States. Like you can literally go coast to coast
and be fine.
for free.
Yeah,
So, which is obviously very cool. I mean,
it's very appealing.
I drove from Miami to Orlando on the supercharger network. Like I just plugged in. The hotel that I stayed at had charging there, so you get there, they plug in your car.
Right.
So and that stuff, like I said, that stuff's only going to get better, better, and better. I think Porsche has a long road ahead of them when it comes to infrastructure.
That's what I say. That's at some point. If I'm not saying bad things about Porsche, but I'm saying at some point once you see the amount of access, and this goes out to all the car manufacturers, once you see the amount of access and that Tesla has with their stations, they're probably going to want to broker a deal with them just to have that access, because the point is there. Like they cover the country.
Yeah,
in superchargers.
The way Tesla set it up, which is super smart, is basically what they do is they go to these owners of these, like the shopping mall owner.
Correct.
They'll say, hey, listen, give me 20 spaces. We're gonna pay for the all the the equipment, the permits. We're gonna get all that stuff done. We're gonna pay for all that. And you just have to give us these 20 spaces, but they're exclusive for Teslas, and there'll be charging stations. And then it's great for those places because most shopping centers have empty spaces they can give up, right?
Correct, yeah.
So what does that do? It brings them traffic. That's how they promote it to these places. Listen, we're going to bring traffic here. People are going to come here. They have to spend at least 30 minutes here to charge up their car. Mm-hmm. They're going to buy something.
Yeah.
So that's the attractiveness of that, which I think was super smart, and that's why they've been able to, their network has been able to grow so fast. And actually, I have a map on my computer, which we're looking at right now, which you actually see the 10,000 are the ones that are actually active right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's all these gray ones that you're seeing are other ones that they're currently building. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said earlier, we're never going to give up, the sound of an engine starting and stuff like that. So, but both, I think, obviously Tesla has already got a grip of the situation, and they're just working. Porsche has a lot of work to do, and I'm not saying that there's the overall idea is to have a supercharger. To the convenience, like every gas station should have one. And eventually, it probably won't be any gas stations, but. Right now, as far as convenience and efficiency and all that stuff, Tesla's definitely got a way big leg up. I'm sorry, on Porsche. But the design for Porsche is where they've definitely got the one up on there because the car looks amazing.
Yeah, no, and I think the technology is going to be on par with Tesla. To be honest, I don't think Porsche. Porsche usually brings their A game when it comes to cars.
Yeah, for sure.
And if it's their first electric car, it's going to have a lot of tech.
Correct.
So I would imagine it's going to have a semi-autonomous driving ability as well. It's going to have. I'm sure they'll probably stick in some kind of synthetic noise, so it sounds like it's a petrol car. But
what car does that?
Yeah, well, there's a difference. There's a car that does that actually has a gas engine in it. So I mean, it's like, which is the M4.
Who makes that car?
That's BMW.
Is it?
Which does that bring us into our next topic?
I think so. Yeah, like it's definitely. Very close, for sure.
Have you ever felt like your car, like the manufacturer of your particular vehicle, didn't let people know who it was made by enough?
You know what? No.
Like sometimes I feel like people, are in the road and they're like, man, I really wonder what car that is.
Because sometimes you run into that issue where you buy a car at a place that has no markings at all whatsoever, and they sell you cars with no markings whatsoever, and even when you read the brochures, it's the unmarked car.
And BMW has found a solution to this problem.
They have.
To where from every angle you will know it is a BMW. Whether or not you should know already by the styling, you will know the brand new X2 has a BMW logo on every side of the car.
Yes.
They have decided that the front and rear badge was not enough.
Not cutting the mustard.
So they decided to put on the C-pillars 2 more BMW logos, which look completely horrendous. And for our YouTube viewers, we will actually post some photos of it. It's just like, why?
I think they were trying to liven up like the marketing meetings, and they all got like hammered, and then they were just procrastinated, and it was like a last minute thing. That's why I'm just trying to be on your side here.
Seems
but
like
I also think it's
it seems atrocious. I thought it was like it seems like a prank, like on the car on the way out. Yeah. Some guy was just sticking badges like on the side on the side of the car on the way out.
You know what it is? It's the adult version of like a guy who has like an M3 that puts the stickers everywhere and paints like the badge colors, and he has like go fast stickers everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty much that, but like the more adult gray-haired version of it because it's an actual emblem.
The worst part about it is that the truck or the crossover actually looks decent. Like it looks nice
until you look at it from the sides.
Until you look at the C-pillars and you're like, what is that?
I think what would have been, and you can chime in on this. What would have been better is to, if you're gonna do that, then delete the front and back one. I think that would have been all right.
I just think that they shouldn't have even. There are cars that have this. Don't get me wrong.
What if they had a surplus of badges and then we have to get rid of them?
Yeah, it's just fun. You know what I'm thinking is there's going to be a really good market for C-pillar logo deletes for that particular car. So
that's what happened.
Hey, don't steal my idea.
We figured it out.
That's my stuff.
We're on to you guys. Yeah. We figured it out.
So yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this. I hope this is like a concept car and this is not the actual car. And then I saw it was the actual car. And when it really looks bad? When the car is not, what is this logo? White, blue, and black. If it's not those colors, it looks completely weird.
It stands out.
On the promo car, it's like a mustardy yellow. And then you just have these like blue, white, and black badges on the side.
Yeah, it sticks out.
So, yeah, BMW, like, I was like, giving you props on the X5.
Can I sit in on one of these meetings where you guys make these decisions? So like,
I hope this doesn't spread to the rest of the cars. I hope that this is like that they launched this and they were like, what have we done?
Well, no, because like I said, if it does, then we know for sure they have a surplus of badges.
Or the prankster was arrested and they're like, Hans, what have you done? To jail with you? Oh man.
I mean. It's not the first time that we definitely see hecticness. This is just like, I don't know. I guess the kid who did put, the kid who did
You're
put
right.
stickers, drunk,
yeah,
who put stickers on his car has finally grown up and decided to,
Car manufacturers make mistakes.
Yeah,
they all do it. No one's immune from that.
Yeah. It's no excuse, BMW.
This is, I hope this is a one-off. Luckily, I haven't seen it on any of the new X5 doesn't have it. The new M5 doesn't have it. I haven't seen. This is a brand new model, so I mean, I guess the X5 also is an all new platform, all new car. So if they didn't do it on the X5, I would hope it's not going to be on the X7. Maybe it's just like on their crossover cars, but I hope it's just this one, and I hope like next year they get rid of it.
So maybe there's like they put like more money off because of the two badges when you go try and like test drive it, and if you drive it like this and wear one of our T-shirts and promote us.
Hopefully they're not doing like what Porsche does, which is like they charge you to like delete stuff. So like on the option menu, they'll charge you like extra to delete stuff from the car. So they're like, we should put ugly shit on the car. And then people want to delete it, and we get to charge them more money for it. That
makes sense.
Yes, we're onto something.
Welcome to boardom.
Yes,
in the car manufacturing.
I'm telling you, I remember speccing out a 911, and it was like it was when in the 991 they started doing this 911 Carrera S, like all in one line, and I'm like. On top of it, it's Porsche, so it says Porsche spelled out, and then 911 Carrera S spelled out on the bottom. And I'm like, nah, like I just want 911. So to delete the Carrera S, which is basically less material, less work for the worker, it was like $100.
Wow.
So I was like, dude, really?
Yeah. I mean, well, I see your point for sure.
So this is the only So I'm curious to see if there's going to be a C-pillar logo delete option on the build sheet.
I wonder if there's options like you could have it on the C-pillar, or we can tattoo it on your forehead.
Yeah.
I'll take it on C-pillar.
Yeah. Or Hans will come over and tattoo it on.
It's old-fashioned, like toothpick ink, just going at it.
Yes. So that pretty much wraps up our episode for this week. Definitely subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you turn on your notifications on YouTube. That way, you know when we've uploaded a new episode, you'll immediately get an alert, and you can check out all the nonsense that we're talking about for the week.
Yes. And like we said earlier, we're going to be posting or listing those sound bites of the FXX. Ugh,
You're right.
I'm still drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll stick in some sound bites of the FXXK, randomly throughout the video, so you guys will go deaf at some point.
So whenever we're saying something important, you're just gonna hear.
Yeah.
Which would be perfect.
Yes.
Any other topics you guys want us to maybe feature on the show, or maybe head to head of your own that you guys want us to talk about? Comment below. If you guys have any questions about anything we've talked about today or in the past, we'll definitely brush up on it and try and put it in the show. Or even stories of your own, or news of your own that you've had, or personal news or something happened in your car, or something like that we might want to like touch up on. Let us know for sure.
Excellent. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.